Welcome back into our Friday night Under the Lights preview special. We're moving up to Class AAA now, where we've got big changes in Northeast Georgia as Region 7 AAA kind of meshes in with 8 AAA. Let's take a look at the new sub-regions in this region. We've got Franklin County in the A, and then Lumpkin County, North Hall, Stevens County, White County, and Chestatee. And then sub-region B, it's Johnson, Monroe area, Oconee County, West Hall, Walnut Grove, Lanier, and the Gainesville Red Elephants. And you take a look at the region last year, it was all about Gainesville and then Flowery Branch. Well, they're gone out of 7 AAA, but the Gainesville Red Elephants coming back. What do they have coming back this year, Bill?
Well, Gainesville is absolutely loaded on defense still this year. People talk about they lost Blake Sims and they lost Tyler Jones, which was huge. I mean, those guys are going to be playing at Division I level this year. But if you have a defense bringing back a kid like A.J. Johnson, one of the top 5 linebackers in the country, Thomas Niles, who's a Division I defensive tackle, and Kevin Hall, who's a very good linebacker, plus the addition of Mantavius Rucker, who moved over from Johnson, and he's going to be a linebacker at Gainesville. He was a running back previously. I think they'll be okay.
A couple of the other teams, Stevens County, Franklin County, Coach, kind of playing some of these old schools like Gainesville. That's not unprecedented, but it'll be fun to renew some old rivalries there.
Exactly. Way back when Coach Bobby Groom was head coach there at Gainesville, Stevens County and Gainesville had tremendous rivalry, met each other many times during the playoffs. Back then it was different, Bill and Jeff. You had sub-regions, and just the 2 sub-region winners played. And there was a streak there where Stevens County went 9-1 3 years in a row, and they lost to Gainesville, and then they played Gainesville, and they were 18-4. The only 4 losses. Then you only sent 1 team to the state playoff. I think the system is much better now. Jeff, you commented about Oconee County. I think for them to make the playoffs, they're in the right sub-region to make the playoffs over there. Monroe area is coming back. They're no stranger to 8 AAA. They were just in 8 Quad A for a while, but that's the right region for them to rebound, if you want to use that word, to get back into the playoffs.
And Bill, you look at sub-region A there, Franklin County, a playoff team a year ago. White County's been there, so has Stevens, and then North Hall has been at the top of that sub-region in 7 AAA. That's going to be kind of a tight fight at the top for those first 3 spots to get in the playoff games.
It's going to be very tough. I mean, you have 6 teams, and through talking to some of these coaches last week, almost every one of them said all 6 teams are playoff contenders. You got to start at the top with North Hall, and you can almost pencil them in for a playoff spot because they've been there 4 years in a row and made it to the second round 4 years in a row in the playoffs. But then you're going to have a lot of competition for that other spot between White County, Lumpkin County. Everybody knows Stevens County is very talented every year, and coaches are talking about that Franklin County is really one of the up-and-comers.
And Coach, kind of talking about some of these teams, Franklin County makes the playoffs, kind of made a difference last year, moving up and looking stronger than they had in the last few years.
Well, they have. They built the program there and done a very good job. They've had some tradition in the past, of course, but made that playoff, and they were just trying to get over the hump and everything. And Bill is correct about White County. They've got a lot of talent there as far as that's concerned. And you mentioned the young man Lowry. I saw him play last year live against Franklin County, and I think he did everything that night except drive the team down to Carnesville. He may have even wrapped an ankle. I'm not sure, Jeff. But he did everything from receiving punts to kickoff, to wide receiver. A very exciting player. And certainly Stevens County last year, their first losing season in 21 years, first time they didn't make the playoffs in 14 years. They're looking to come back, and get a little bit stronger. Lost a lot of key athletes though, however, and they've got a hard road to build themselves back. But the fact that you've won in the past, there's always that little taste of it there, and you feel like you have a chance to get back.
All right, we're going to take another break on our Friday night Under the Lights preview special. When we come back, we're talking about 8 Quad A, maybe one of the best Quad A regions in the state. We'll talk about those Clark Central Gladiators coming up next.
Hi, folks. Butch Miller from Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville with Mr. Opportunity, and we're knocking. It's the 2010 Honda clearance. Every vehicle in stock is clearly marked with a low clearance price. Plus, for the first time ever, we've got 0.9% financing for up to 60 months. If you think you'll even get a better deal on a better car at Milton Martin Honda in Gainesville during the big 2010 Honda clearance, you got that right.
The Prostate Cancer Awareness Golf Tournament is an event to encourage men to get screened for prostate cancer and to raise funds for the Lawrence Smith Center for Cancer Support at Athens Regional Medical Center. Now, this golf tournament is September 9th. Shotgun start at 1 o'clock at the Georgia Club. At no additional cost, you can attend a great Know Your Number dinner and auction event on Wednesday night at the Talmadge House in Athens. For more information, call the number on your screen. Know your number and be sure and join us here at the Georgia Club on September the 9th.
This week on It's Friday, there's music by William Tunks.
Lead has seen too many lives stuck on a shelf. Wonders what it takes to take it on himself. Bleeds.
And Brad Downs and the PBS.
Big bang particles colliding. Dust and rock.
I'm Rob Holmes. I hope you'll join us when it's Friday here on WNEG TV, serving all Northeast Georgia.
Build it, paint it, fix it up. Snowball's building supplies.
Welcome back to our Friday night Under the Lights preview special. Moving up to Class Quad A now, 8 Quad A. Kind of a new look region, a couple teams here and there. And we take a look, Clark Central, Habersham Central, Madison County, Winder Barrow, all back in there. So's Appalachia. And then Cedar Shoals, Heritage, Loganville, Rockdale County, and Salem. The newcomer is Flowery Branch. And Bill, we'll start with you. They've been a powerhouse in AAA. Can they be a powerhouse in Quad A?
I think that they can. I mean, they were playing with 4A numbers the last couple years almost. I mean, they were probably the biggest AAA school in Hall County. They definitely were, actually. And the thing with Flowery Branch is they just got to get in the playoffs. The last 2 years, they've won 7 playoff games on the road. We called them the Road Warriors. And I think they can be competitive in that region. All they want is that number 4 seed, and then that's when they get to work. No more Shawls involved, but that's a big thing.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a change for them. And Jeff, when you looked at this region last year, and like he said about Flowery Branch, just making it into the playoffs, and they had 3 teams that went very far in the playoffs last year. Appalachia was the team everybody was talking about coming out of the regular season. At the end, it was Clark Central.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone expected 3 teams to reach the quarterfinals, 2 to reach the semifinals out of this region. For a long time, Region 8 Quad A had kind of been looked down upon. A lot of teams knew it was kind of a one-and-done region in the playoffs, but last year they showed that just how competitive that region is when you've got Clark Central and Rockdale playing each other in the semifinals for a spot in the finals. I mean, it was as tough a region last year as any region in the state, and it looks to be the same this year.
All right, they were a team in the Dome last year. Coming up next on our Friday night Under the Lights preview special, we'll ask our panel who they think could be in the Dome this year. Their picks are coming up next.
This is it. The 2010 model year end clearance is happening right now at Phil Hughes Honda. And it's your best chance to save on the Honda you really want. Choose a new Civic or Accord and take advantage of low 0.9% financing. Plus special pricing and lease offers on nearly every Honda in stock. This is it. The 2010 model year end clearance at Phil Hughes Honda. On the Atlanta Highway in Athens and online at philhugheshonda.com.
Larry Dodgens is your WNEG TV account executive in Hart, Franklin, Elbert, Madison, Banks, Jackson, and Clark counties in Georgia, as well as Anderson County in South Carolina. Larry has lived in Northeast Georgia for over 15 years now and has been with WNEG TV for 10 years. Larry has the experience and knowledge to help you develop a marketing and advertising plan that will make your business grow and will constantly remind our viewers of everything you have to offer. Call Larry today at 706-244-9427 and let him put the power of WNEG TV to work for you.
Does retirement have to wait until my 70s? Is a great college for our kids?
Out of the question?
Is the American dream
Out of our reach? Not if we can help it. We're the National Endowment for Financial Education, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get smart about their money. Log on to smartaboutmoney.org today and start taking control of your financial life.
The Prostate Cancer Awareness Golf Tournament is an event to encourage men to get screened for prostate cancer and to raise funds for the Lawrence Smith Center for Cancer Support at Athens Regional Medical Center. Now, this golf tournament is September 9th. Shotgun start at 1 o'clock at the Georgia Club. At no additional cost, you can attend a great Know Your Number dinner and auction event on Wednesday night at the Talmadge House in Athens. For more information, call the number on your screen. Know your number and be sure and join us here at the Georgia Club on September the 9th.
Are you struggling to get where you really want to be in life? Then get on the fast track to success at Lanier Technical College with 5 campuses, day, evening, and online classes, and many tuition fees paid for by the Hope Grant. There's no better way to get where you really want to be. Now more than ever, high-paying employers are looking for highly trained individuals with hands-on technical training. So stop struggling and get moving. Lanier Technical College. Get ready. Go!
Welcome back to our Friday night Under the Lights preview special. We're going to take a look now at our game of the year for each of our panelists, maybe our players of the year, talking a little bit about that. Talk about games of the year last year. One of the best atmospheres I saw was East Jackson and Jefferson. That was a fun game. We'll start over here with Bill. Who would be your game of the year this year?
Well, just based on tradition, you always have to look at Gainesville North Hall. Bringing 7,000 people, 6,000 people. It'll be at the Brickyard this year up at North Hall. There's going to be a lot of implication with the region involved there, but then also you got to add with the sub-regions and the region playing game. If the two of them win the sub-region, they would also play for the region title at North Hall again in week 10.
All right, Coach, who would be your game of the year this year?
I'm going to have to say Elbert Hart, based on tradition, if I can use that again. It was classified by one publication as saying one of the 3 rivalries within the state. Valdosta Lowndes was first, Elbert Hart, and then I think they said Savannah and Benedictine also was what one daily was talking about. Elbert Hart, I say, is going to be the big one.
Jeff, who do you got, game of the year?
Well, from Athens, it's a no-brainer. Clark Cedar, always the big game of the year, the Classic City Championship. This year falls in the first week of the season. Kind of a surprise that the schedule shook out that way. So week 1, we're starting with the biggest game of the year, and it's going to be at Cedar Shoals this year. Clark's won the last 2. Obviously, Clark's riding high off of last year. Cedar, first losing season since 1989 last year. So, they could really tell how good Cedar's going to be this year, and could really go a long way towards building the Jaguar season if they knock off their biggest rival.
Should be a fun one to watch. All right, how about our players of the year? Bill, I can start with you again. Who do you think by the end of the year the guy we're going to be talking about most?
I think the player that has the potential for the biggest impact is Imani Cross. You look at a player that comes from a passing school and ran for 1,400 yards last year at Flowery Branch, where they would pass the ball probably 2/3 of the time. He goes to a school like North Hall where they run the wing tee offense, and he's probably going to see 25, 30 carries a game. Now, the only thing they're waiting on with him is he had an Achilles injury last spring, and he's still waiting for medical clearance. But from what Coach Christmas said, that there's a very good shot that he'll be ready to go in week 1.
And that backfield is so scary. I look at those guys. You got Mack Van Gorder, too. I just don't want any part of Imani Cross or Mack Van Gorder. Coach, who do you think player of the year? Who are we going to be talking about?
Mr. White County Warrior, Mr. Lowry. He can do it all.
Ashley Lowry, he was a lot of fun last year. We had plenty of highlights. We're going to probably see a lot of him this year running all the way down the field by people. All right, Jeff, who do you like?
Well, last year our player of the year was Marte Maddox. This year he's back for his senior year. I mean, it's hard to ignore a player like that. He scored 31 combined touchdowns last year. He had over 2,500 offensive yards last year. Obviously, as the Clark offense goes, is how he goes.
All right, where can we find you? I know where we can find you, sir, on Friday nights, right here with me on Friday night under the lights. But, Bill, where can we find your coverage this year?
Right, we'll be at GainesvilleTimes.com. You can also pick us up in print, Gainesville Times, and we'll have our preview edition coming out this Sunday, and we're looking at all 23 teams in our coverage area. Obviously, a lot of coverage about the region realignments and how it's affected everybody in the area, and then a complete preview of every team.
All right. And what about you, Jeff?
You can catch all the Banner Herald's coverage at GeorgiaPrepZone.com. We got videos, audio, photo galleries, and stories and everything like that. And like Bill, our preview section is coming out this Sunday with coverage of all 16 area teams and some features on some of the biggest players in the area.
And we got to see you guys in the Georgia Dome last year. Hopefully we have some more Northeast Georgia teams headed that way this year. Remember, if you want to check us out, it's WNEGTV.com. We'll have our archive shows of Friday Night Under the Lights, which of course start on opening night, August 27th. I want to thank Bill, I want to thank Jeff, and of course thank Mack Poss for joining us on the Friday Night Under the Lights preview special. We'll see you in week 1.
This Friday Night Under the Lights brought to you by Athens First Bank and Trust, Lanier Technical College, by Subway, by Milton Martin Honda, by McDonald's in Cornelia, Clarksville, Clayton, Cleveland, Commerce, Houston, and Brazelton,
Badcock and Moore Home Furnishings, Toccoa. America's Home Place in Toccoa, Athens, and Gainesville.